Yo. Let the joint play. We are back and in the building. But anyway, how you doing? I'm Dontrell Detroit, and it's good to be back in the building. We're not full again. We are not full again. We are missing co-host. And nonetheless, we do have somebody new here with us in the building, but we will get there. But this is Love Amplified, and you are again here with Dontrell Detroit. And unlike last week where I was here by my lonesome, we have an abundance here. Well, when there's more than one, to me, that's an abundance. But what's more important is because today we're talking about, but we'll get to that. I'm going to throw it to my right, introduced the co-host. That's dumb thumbing right now. But to the handyman, introduce yourself.
Hey, what up? It's Charles. I'm in the building. Yay! Oh, really? Boo me? Hey,
that's actually what I was looking for.
I thought you was gonna give me a hand clap or something.
I was looking for it.
And, hey, I think
there you go.
Your mic is. Look,
there.
You see that red? It's like peaking, bro. Does that mean it's peaking? If it's red, see that mine ain't peaking. Your joint is peaking, bro. Anywho, and the music is knocking so hard.
It's not as when we hear it, but they don't. We don't hear it. It's not as loud. I had it louder.
I feel like we in a club right now.
Nah, you good.
Turned up.
It'll be good.
Hey, if y'all can't hear us, call in or text or. Do you got the chat up? You got the chat line up?
I do. You normally got it up. You know what I'm saying? But
well, not today. I don't got it up today. But yeah, anywho, hopefully y'all can hear us. Shout out to anybody who's doing their thing today on this Sunday. We got a blessed show. I just was working all the weekend, putting a lot of hours in, but I still came through. Shout out to my co-host who decided not to show up today. You know what I'm saying? they doing their own thing, they individuals. But also, shout out to Tommy. You know what I'm saying? He over here doing some behind the scenes exclusive footage.
Tommy here doing big
with a celebrity. I ain't gonna even give up the name because I don't want everybody calling Tommy for the hookup.
You know what I'm saying?
But Tommy tapped in. On a celebrity photo situation. Finally, the music stopped. Thank them. Oh damn! All right. Anywho, I'm gonna throw back Dontrell Detroit. Let's get into what we talking about.
So, anyway, before we do all of that, this is Love Amplified. All right, we're intellectual stimulation for your mind, body, and soul. The love session has ended, and now it's time to increase the intensity and dive deeper into the meaning of dialogue regarding the love experience. All right, so we want to take conversation to the new level. So, if by any chance you would like to get in touch with us, you can hit us on Instagram at the Love Amplified Podcast. That's the power now. That's what we in here. So, and then we got Facebook, the Love Amplified Podcast, and then we got Twitter at Amplified the. If you want to email us, all right, you can email us at theamplifiedpodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's Instagram at the Love Amplified Podcast, and then Facebook is the Love Amplified Podcast, and then Twitter is at Amplified the. The email again is the Love Amplified Podcast @gmail.com. All right. And so we have a guest tonight. And I'm going to let her introduce herself as soon as our cameraman gets back so that we can pan to her appropriately. But she seems really vibrant. She seems really vivacious. A pretty young lady. Looks young, but she says she's mature. So, but without further ado, Alex.
Hey, how are you?
Alex pulled up on us.
I try to pull up when I can.
Yeah, you did send me a bio, and Damn it. Gotta find it.
Well, until then, Alex, just tell us about yourself. Let us know who you are.
I'm from Brooklyn. And,
Brooklyn.
Hey. And I've been in the entertainment industry for like 10 years doing marketing and PR, so that's my background. And I'm fairly new to LA, about a little under 4 years, so
Really?
still figuring out this LA situation, but it's good. I like it.
All right, that's what's up. Well, tonight, Alex, we're going to lean on you heavily. All right, I mean,
Okay.
heavily. Because you got to provide us with most of the questions to get you some content, to get the ladies
Okay.
content. So we're going to ask you a very important, question, a very weighted, question. All right. So you want to know what we're talking about today?
Yes.
All right. So on Sunday, April 28th, today, fellas, what's one thing that you want from women that you never get? All right. So we're telling you that.
Okay.
But now we can speak in general.
Okay.
All right. But before we go and give you everything, you know what I'm saying? I kind of want you to bring it out from us. Ask certain questions specifically to you that may apply to some other things, So you're going to tell us some things maybe that you gave and it wasn't enough, but you thought this is how it was supposed to go, and it still didn't work. So because what happened was our co-host set you up to fail. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Because they were women. The other co-hosts are women.
Okay.
And so they were actually asking the question.
Alright.
So since we was dropping the bomb on you, we're going to tell her, Charles and I, what's one thing, and the world, what's one thing that women want.
That women want from a man?
I'm sorry. What's one thing that we want that we
men
never
want.
that you never get?
That women never give.
Get.
Or okay.
Not give, get. So we're going to tell you something that we never get, which is probably going to be the reason why some of these things never quite bridge together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why they never work. You know what I'm saying? But so what you can do is tell us right.
We could also ask the reverse.
Yeah.
We will. We will.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And we're going to get to that. We're going to hit her over the head. You know what I'm saying? But I like how you thinking. But first, let's start off with your relationship status.
Okay. I would say right now I'm dating.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fair.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm dating.
All right.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay. And so, do you feel you got a pretty good idea of what men want?
Overall, I mean, in general, yeah, I would say. But every man's different. So, I think the standard, yes, but that's not going to necessarily apply to every man. I don't go into it with like a standard. I know what men want and I'm going to apply that to every man. Like, I don't think it works like that.
Which it doesn't.
Yeah.
But so you're speaking on behalf of a lot of women. So let's take this. We could take the summation maybe of most of the women that you know. And if there's a general idea of how things are supposed to go.
Right.
What's a general plight that women have with men that you've done this, you've done that, and you never get what your desire is out of them or out of the relationship in totality?
I think the hardest thing is that, like, a lot of people, when you first date somebody, it's that whole, like, fantasy type relationship. Like, y'all go super hard with everything, the sex, the dating, the gifts, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And I think that's setting everybody up to fail. You know what I mean? Because, of course, you want that shit. Who doesn't want that 24/7? You know what I mean? The, like, best part of every part of the relationship. Who doesn't want that all the time?
Yeah.
Right.
But the reality is that once you're in
It's like life. You got
right.
life,
Once you're in it, though, then you got to work at all those things. And I don't think people want to work. That's just my honor. I think people are lazy.
Yeah.
And that's men and women. I think men and women are lazy.
So when you come to LA, what you notice as far as the dating scene as far as LA goes?
It's hard. hard. I mean, it's hard. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors here in LA. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are out here, both personally and career-wise, trying to make it, trying to be the next thing, or trying to be the biggest thing. So the facade is more, I think that's everywhere, but I think it's more heightened here, to where people are putting on that smoke and mirrors, you know, fake it till you make it type situation. And for me personally, I didn't grow up like that. So as soon as I see some fake shit, like I gotta leave. Because for me,
what's an example of some fakeness?
Like, you can't be rolling up in a Bentley, and then you live with like 7 other dudes in like an apartment. Like, it's like shit like that. It's just so. I would rather you roll up in a beater,
Uber pool,
and you're trying to make it. You're like, I'm trying to do my thing. I would rather you do that than them try to do this fake shit, or try to take people out to like shit you know you can't afford. Take them out to Mastro's or Catch, or trying to buy them stuff, and you know you can't afford that, or you know that's not your lifestyle. I don't like that. That to me, because again, it goes back to you're not going to be able to sustain that, and when it gets later down the road, then that shit's going to end up being problems. Because I'm going to expect that, and you ain't going to give it, and that goes both ways too.
Did you have like experiences with like dude, like say for instance, you came out here, you kind of had to learn that over time, basically, because you kind of kissed a few frogs.
Yeah, but also one thing's crazy out here that I was telling him earlier is that, you know, people use this dating game out here like work. Like, if I don't eat, like if I need to eat, I'm gonna go on a date, you know, and I'm gonna get that free meal. And let's see, I don't operate like that. Like I'm mad independent, so like that's never gonna be a thing for me. So that was crazy to me, like having women and men do both of that is
like work. Hey, I don't know. All right. You over here? I can't hear, bro.
Oh, I turned you down. I turned everybody down a little bit.
I know. Our audio. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Better. This guy, man. I'm gonna listen to this episode. I'm be like, if y'all can hear us, call in now. Call me now. No, but I definitely I remember one time in particular. It was somewhere where this girl was talking about, oh, this guy was saying that he was all this and that, and he took us out to dinner, or he took me to dinner, and it was like Applebee's or something. And like I was like, you know what? I don't know. I just felt like it's a first date. I guess Applebee's isn't like a good first date spot, I guess. But
I love Applebee's. Like them ribs, boy.
But she was going so hard. Like Applebee's was just so beneath her, and she felt like the dude was presenting himself like he was supposed to be.
But see, that's where women get messed up, though, because I know a lot of like dudes that do have a lot of money, and they'll be testing girls out like that. They will take them to spots like that and see how they react. Yeah. And I'm not mad at that. But see, I'm also the kind of person that you could take me to In-N-Out, and we could kick and have a good time, and I'm gonna eat that burger, and it's gonna be bomb, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. But that's a real one, and that the same goes is that if she's just in it to like get a free 5-star meal, like. Yeah. Then it is what it is.
Yeah, definitely. And then I'm like, too, you know, you know what I'm saying? What makes a person, just because, I guess just based off of like your looks or whatever, I'm just supposed to be like, oh, well, she deserves, like it's just a first date. Like I don't know you. I don't know what kind of, I don't know anything about your life. Like I'm just supposed to assume like, wow, she's this and that. So I need to make sure I spend $1,000 tonight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
To me, I get more impressed by creativity than I do about money. Mm-hmm. Like, not for nothing, anybody can save up enough bread and go to Mastro's and get a good dinner. But
I never even heard of that spot. Where's that?
It's like a bougie seafood spot.
Nice.
But their butter cake though is on fire. Like, I would go just for the butter cake. Like
butter
the
cake?
festive dinner. Yeah.
What is it?
Like butter cake, like with the
it's
ice
a
cream.
Cake?
It's like a little.
It's
like
a dessert.
Little dessert. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Ice cream. It's bomb. Dang. That I would go for.
See, look, you put me on to some stuff. I'm over here. I gotta step my game up.
But that being said, though, like to me, creativity is cool, and if like you've gotten to know me over time, like you would know that like it doesn't have to be some 5-star thing. Like I've gone on dates on like Dave & Buster's and shit like that. And
Dave & Buster's is fun. Yeah, like, I'm like, you can't.
Bowling,
yeah,
like,
we can't.
Like,
me and my wife, our first date was bowling.
Yeah. That's. I think that to me is cool and shows that you put more thought into it than just being like, I'm gonna pick the most poppin' restaurant that LA Times wrote about and like just go there and that's gonna impress her. To me, that doesn't impress me.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So who got the 49ers thing?
See, it's mine.
That's definitely not.
All right, I'm just trying to figure out putting the two
you're in my business. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, here goes. Could I say that the answer to the question about the thing that we want that we don't get from women?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Get your issue. Well, hold on. Before you do such a thing, again, go to thegoodnewsradioshow.com. You can listen live. We actually hear music. If you listen to me live, you don't hear music. You just hear it straight up. But go there if you got any questions. If you're on live, I'll answer the questions too, or you can say what you got to say.
Nobody's on my live. Hey, Alex, you need to go live or something. Shoot, tell some people to call in. Tell like 3 friends.
Again, so
my live business cracking is like telling people. So
right. So you can also call in 323-900-0478. Again,
6 views on my live.
I'm gonna do the Facebook.
Hey, chill. 323. Call in 323-900-0478. All right, Charles. Let them know. Get at them.
Oh, okay. So back in the day, I remember one of my OGs. He was like. He you know, I was probably like this before I even had a girlfriend or anything. But he was like, I asked him, I was like, what's the one thing that you want from your wife or whatever, like that she'll never, that you don't get or whatever, right? Like, what's the one thing that you want or whatever? And he was just like, I wish that she'll be quiet. I was just like. I don't know. That was just like a funny answer to me. You know what I'm saying? And I just
choose your words wisely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
No, that was. I mean, look. At the end of the day, that's what's up. But no, I thought it was a funny response, and I just at the time.
Truth is funny.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I never even had a girlfriend, serious girlfriend. I never lived with a woman or whatever. So I just was like, why? You know. Like for me, at that time in my life, like if I didn't want to deal with a woman or she was getting on my nerves, like I would basically, I just been like,
so are you?
I would just ghost her, not pick up the phone, or you know what I'm saying. I just be like, you get on my nerves, like I ain't talking to you anymore.
So are you saying? Are you fast forwarding, saying that you understand? Yeah.
Yeah. So fast forward, I could see when you live with somebody and you just want something real simple where you just like, all right, look. We not seeing eye to eye on this particular matter. Like, what I want you to do is, like, just leave me alone, basically. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I could just definitely relate to that sentiment, and I could see, you know, being a married man where somebody was just like, yo, they, you know, y'all kind of do, you know, y'all basically, it's like y'all. When you live with somebody and y'all gotta work out stuff, it's deeper. It's real deep. You know what I'm saying? You got family stuff. Right. You just ain't. It ain't just something that's simple.
Surface level anymore.
It ain't as simple as you just like. You know what? I don't like what you said to me, so I'm not talk to you. It's like you gotta really work it out. Y'all gotta figure out what we gonna. Y'all got we got real situations. So it was just growing up.
Well, then you have kids involved and things like that. Like the dynamic changes.
Life, yeah. But do I? Yeah. No, I don't want my wife to leave me alone.
So
she can never leave me alone.
Alex, turnabout is fair play.
Hi.
What's something small in this case? Same question, but toward the ladies from your perspective.
I think with us, it comes down to, well, at least from me and from what I've heard from a lot of my friends, is the two things that like women want the most is consistency and communication. And I feel like we can never have enough of that. So for us, I feel like that's two big factors for us in that regard.
I agree. So, for me, in my opinion, you spoke about it, but to sum it up for me, one thing that we never get is the equality, to me, that's preached that women want from us. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Women often, especially with the movement, the feminist movement of being an individual, women want to be this blooming butterfly.
Right.
and they want life. They want the fluidity to be able to go this way, that way. To say, you know what, today is a different day that ends in Y. I want to be different, or I want to be this today, and respect it. You know what? I want to go ball today, and I want you to support me. Don't trip. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, today, you know, I believe in promiscuity. Tomorrow, I'm a wholesome. You know what I'm saying? I want to dye my hair. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's an abundance of things, you know, that goes with. You just spoke about consistency and communication. A lot of women, in my opinion, from dealing with them, aren't necessarily or always the most consistent, and their communication can really suck. Case in point, most of the time, when a woman asks a man asks a question pertaining to whatever, serious or anything, there's an explanation that they would like to be had, especially if I'm in trouble, especially if he's in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I need answers.
Of course.
Women have audacity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you guys have got to be the most audacious people I've ever met. You know what I'm saying? Like, you actually just might have more testicular fortitude than we ever could have, because women have a lot of just because in them. You know what I'm saying? Because I said so, or just because, you know what I'm saying? It is the way it is, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm a girl, you know what I'm saying? Which a lot of these things don't necessarily apply when matters of the heart are on the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's another thing, you know what I'm saying? It's understanding that, granted, I know there's a great myth out there that men don't care and that they don't feel and blah, 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 blah. But if a dude been rocking with you for probably at least over 6 months, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He cares about you somewhere in there, somehow. I mean, hell, if you've been friends with this dude longer than 6 months, you know what I'm saying? He care about you. And women can oftentimes, they deal with life like they're on a single lane freeway. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they want the fluidity to do them. So y'all look at life straight ahead, like, this is what I want, which is cool. Because when you're on the freeway or you driving, you only got to pay attention to what's in front of you.
Right.
But the minute you go to get over and you could affect somebody else and you can cause somebody to crash, you got to look back and put on your hazard lights, because you got to do things cautiously because you can't affect somebody else. Well, a lot of women, especially when you get inside deep relationships, you guys move like it's just you guys. You know, I was at the Jazz Festival last night, and DL Hughley, you know, he was making jokes about it, and he was like, he was talking about how men, he was like, y'all don't even run your life no more. Like, you know, he's like, a lot of y'all here and don't even want to be here. I'd rather be here watching the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But his running punchline of thing was like, but you do it because you want to be able to live in your own house. You know what I'm saying? You want peace and quiet. Because if I stay here and watch the game and let you go to the Jazz Festival with your girl, you know what I'm saying, I'm never going to hear the end of it. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like that's an unfair expectation. And I, as much as I have done it in the past, now looking back on it, I feel like it's an unfair expectation on both sides to put that on somebody. Like, I would never, I mean, there's just some things, like if it's a family situation, like, okay, you got to suck it up. We both got to go to this and you got to do it.
Right.
But if you're like, yo, I'm not into jazz. That's like your thing. That's, you know, whatever. Like, honestly,
you gotta go.
I honestly wouldn't want my dude there if you don't want it. Like, if it's date night and some shit like that, something I really wanted to go see, okay, maybe. But like on the regular, I wouldn't put you through that knowing that that's not your thing. Or like, I mean, I feel like you also gotta be, as men and women, if the finals are on and that's your thing, and I'm like, babe, come to the Jazz Festival, that's messed up. Like, you know that's his thing. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's gotta be a give and take to that too. You know.
What
like,
about you said like, family? So like,
family's a harder situation because then you both don't really want to be there sometimes.
So you watch Insecure? You watch Insecure?
Yeah.
So how homeboy had to go to the barbecue and all that. So what do you think about that? Like when so in context, he, you know, the girl that he was basically like rebounding.
Nah, I watch it.
No, I know I'm talking about you're not the only person listening to the radio world. If you ain't see,
go ahead.
If you didn't see somebody at the door,
I feel like I just heard a knock.
yeah, we have a knock. We have a guest. Somebody pull it up. Hold on 1 second. Is this a gray hair?
It is.
Stop looking at yourself. Bye.
But so to my point with the consistency, most women are the biggest advocates or people of doing things to get you that they won't do to keep you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of women start off cooking,
Right.
or will show their ability to cook. You know what I'm saying? But then we'll stop cooking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women, once you get with them and they get comfortable, they never want to get dressed. Not even this for you, or just get dressed in one. It's like, I'm comfortable. You should be okay with me. Blah, blah, blah. Well, these are things that line up with things that you would ask from me. Maybe in a different light. So maybe my issue isn't cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like yours may be.
Yeah.
But these are things that you started off doing that you are no longer consistent with. Sex. You know what I'm saying? Especially for men. Now, granted, you're going to run into some few apples of women that just like, they want it more than you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when you get into situations and it's like, you know what? You was blowing my back out. Like, I used to have to go work out to go.
Pause.
I used to have to go work out to deal with you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now I'm working out because I ain't dealt with you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so, Tommy.
Tommy's in the
You know
building.
what I'm saying? Hey, that's
Yeah,
Hollywood. Yeah.
Because is his mic on? 'Cause
Yeah.
I can't-
Yeah, you on.
Nah,
Yeah, speaking
it
to
don't,
it.
it don't sound too good. It sound low.
Just speak.
Sound good.
I'm saying it sound low. You don't
My
hear?
spirits is high right now.
Hey,
so
that's
I
lit.
don't
No,
know.
but I want to
different-
hear you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm on a different level right
Yeah, he just got to speak into it. He
Just
never been
speak
speaking
into
to
it,
it.
Mike, yeah.
How's this now?
Just pull it closer in. Bro, you got to put your lips down there on the mic.
Or lift it higher. Lift it higher. There you go. Lift it higher. There you go.
Are we good?
Yeah,
I think so.
you're straight.
It's-
Good.
I hear you. That's all I'm at.
Okay. How's everybody doing though?
We're straight.
I'm good.
You want to tell us why your spirit's so high? Can you? You might not be able to.
No, I definitely can.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So
In the mic,
this is
bro.
to anybody. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I did yesterday.
All right.
This may not be like the political thing to say, but I snuck into a party last night. I ain't gonna
lit.
say whose party I snuck into.
How'd
But-
you sneak in?
I can't say that. But
Tommy. Tommy be he be.
Okay.
I actually met him. This is Alex. This is the homie Alex.
Hey.
Hi,
Tommy.
hi.
She's like dope. She does a lot of PR stuff out here in LA. She's from Brooklyn. But go Raiders. You know what I'm saying? But I was gonna say I met Tommy sneaking into the doggone Snoop and Matt Barnes
yeah.
like charity cancer charity event. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Tommy's lit, but he be on his camera. So
Right, so I snuck into a party last night, a high profile party. So when I snuck in, I got a contact, and he told me to plays for the Los Angeles Rams.
can I guess who it is?
You can guess. I ain't gonna tell you though. But you can guess.
I know. Actually, you already told me. But
So I ended up getting a contact, and like it just took off today. He had me just basically shadowing him around. We was at the LA Galaxy game. I'm on
Lit.
the field. Sway Lee there. We over there,
Turned up, man.
popping bottles, and they going crazy. And I'm like, whoa, and like it just goes to show you, like, never give up. Like,
Yeah.
never take no for an answer. I wasn't even supposed to be at that party.
Yeah.
I snuck in. I ain't gonna lie, how I snuck in is I was walking behind, cars were driving in, and I'm walking on the side of the car. Like,
007.
they can't even see me. They had wristbands. I had on a fake wristband, but you know you're supposed to wear the sweater. You gotta wear the sweater if you have
Yeah.
fake wristbands. So
Yeah.
I wore the little sweater, whatever. But people, once I got in there, people actually knew who I am. They know who I am. It's just a matter
Just
of
getting in through
just
the
getting in. Once you get in,
You
like,
lit. Yeah, you
everybody,
lit.
oh yeah, you know what I mean? I know who this guy is. Like,
Yeah.
but it's just incredible. It's just how I didn't even want to go. Like,
Yeah.
it's just God is good and how He blessed me. And
That's lit, man. You
Yeah,
been
man.
Sneaking in champ. That's what's up. This dude-
that's funny because he's right. 'Cause how I'm here today is I snuck into a party. last year.
Well, yeah, it was a flag. It was a celebrity
Yeah.
flag football game, but
You're
still,
right.
it was still a lituation though. He's
But
he's
since
a
you running
sneaker.
in late on the field, flag on the play, personal foul. But tell us what it is. Give us one thing that you want from a girl that you never get. That you want from women that you never get.
that I want from a woman.
Yeah, that you typically never get.
Honesty.
Elaborate.
Yeah, like basically, like for instance, a beautiful girl actually approached me yesterday, and she was like, I was just telling YG that you're the most handsome guy here. You're the cutest guy here. And I'm looking at her like, are you serious? Right? At first, I'm like, this is all cap. Like, there's no Odell Beckham's right here. I ain't gay, but like, Odell Beckham's right here. Like,
why you on my line?
like, who am I? Like, you know what I mean? But then as the conversation kept going, it was almost like, oh, you're a photographer. You do photography, right? You know, like, yeah, I do photography. I could kind of tell she wanted something.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
What was the extent? Like, did she want something for what?
Like, she's a model. She's like, yeah, I'm an inspiring model.
I know what I'm saying. Do you feel like she was like, she's basically, do you feel like
she wants
like,
me for what I do, not for who I am?
Yeah. But then she's like flirting with you to get to that. That's what I'm saying.
Basically,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like you felt like the flirtation was more along the lines of, you can do something for me, so I'm going to.
Right. And a lot of that is because it is through experience of, like, I had experiences of like when you get your hopes up with a woman, and then
that's what Keith is saying. You ain't talking to the mic. I told y'all. Okay. Keith, good news. Shout out to Keith. Detroit. I'm trying to do a radio show here, and y'all ain't listening to me.
I'm almost kissing the mic. Like, it's all close.
I can hear you now.
You're talking into the mic.
Okay.
Kiss the mic, bro. Because that's how people can hear you.
No, so I think it's from prior experiences of me dealing with other women only wanting me for what I can do for them. I had, like, the love of my life. I used to go pick her up at 2 o'clock in the morning at another man's house just because I wanted to be with her.
Time the hell out.
I was 17 years old at the time. I was 7.
No, I can't lie. I've done some
stuff too. Like I used to do this.
That's like, a high level simping right there. But
right, she'll text me.
We all been there.
She'll text me and tell me, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm at home." She's like, "Wait, can you come get me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can come get you. Where you at?" She was like, "Oh, I'm in Rialto, for instance." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go pick you up." I pick her up. It's another. They're at this they're at a party. You know what I mean? They're drunk. It's not only I'm picking her up. I'm picking up her and her friends. You know what I mean?
You Uber.
Yeah, basically. I was Uber before Uber even existed.
No, that was me. That was me.
And like I'm doing this just pure out of love, and I did it on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? So
did they give you gas money?
$5 ain't no gas
money.
I had a 1997 Lincoln Town Car. If you know anything about that car,
that's
a gas eater.
Exactly. So no, they didn't give me no gas money. They gave me lunch money. You know, maybe
at McDonald's.
Yeah, Del Taco. Now.
Yeah, Del Taco. Yeah.
There's no dollar menu at McDonald's anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So what happened with the girl that was on your line for the pictures?
Oh yeah. So she said, "Oh, you do photography," and I'm like, "Yeah, I do photography." So she was like, "Okay, take down my number and yada yada yada." So like, I'm thinking this girl's actually like feeling me, but like, after a while, after you get the girl's number. So you guys go your separate ways or whatever. Then you see her on this guy, then you see her on that guy. Like, God, like, damn, you're just giving out the whole platter to everybody. So it's just, I just want honesty.
So you think she used that same line?
Oh yeah, definitely, because she actually FaceTimed me last night, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
You was buying into whatever she was throwing down.
She's beautiful. I will show you her Instagram. The girl is gorgeous.
Yeah,
she ain't no dummy.
So so you was picking up what she was throwing down.
Right. So she FaceTimed me last night, like after the party, whatever. I'm laying down. She says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just laying down. What's up?" She was like, I'm thinking about going to this party, yada yada yada. I said, "Oh, you should go, have fun." So I'm not a hater, I'm gonna go. So anyway, she said, "Oh, my friend's calling me. I'm gonna call you right back." Right. So I was like, "All right." She never calls me back. Right. It's about
that's normal.
No, hold on. It's about 10 o'clock at night, and 10 o'clock in the morning rolls around. I text her. I said, "Did you have fun?" She hits me back like around 1 and says, "Oh, I just woke up. I didn't even go out. I went to sleep." Come on now, bro. That's capping.
She don't know you like that,
That's
bro.
capping.
She don't know you like that to be talking about what she did last night.
No. But she told me she was gonna call me back, and she said she didn't even go out when
Bro, you just met this girl.
Bro, she posted a picture on IG going out.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
Well, you don't know when that picture was taken.
Come on, man.
You don't know.
Dude, Charles.
I'm just saying, you don't know when that picture was taken.
I love you trying to defend him, but
Man.
come on now. The proof is in the pudding.
No, I'm saying, what did it say in the caption? Oh, we having a fun night tonight?
Bro, the
Girls'
same thing,
night.
the same thing she FaceTime me
Facts.
wearing, the same thing she FaceTime me wearing is what she had in that picture last night. So what you want me to do? I'm not mad.
Yeah. But just keep it 100.
Yeah,
don't come into the game like this throwing little weird lies.
I expect you to be dishonest.
Just don't say nothing.
She
didn't have to say anything. She could have just
exactly.
Yeah,
like,
you know
I'm not your dude. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
don't. Yeah, but here go the weird part about this whole. When she's in the industry, so Alex kind of knows part of the game. It's like, you know, this dating in the industry is like. But you kind of hit the nail on the head but you was talking about food side of, you're like, it's kind of currency in a sense. Mm-hmm. But there's also this dating game where it's called like social climbing, right? So you can be a social climber because you're a socialite. Then you got essentially people who are social climbers, meaning like they're trying to connect themselves to you to get to this person, then they get to this person, and then they're gonna get to this person. So when she's like, hey, what are you doing tonight? She's putting out fillers, just like not to say it's just a woman thing, because this social climbing can be anybody, right?
Right.
But it's just like, hey, what you doing tonight? You could be like, oh, because she's seen you at the lituation, right? She met you at the lituation. So you could be like, oh, I'm going to Odell Beckham's private mansion party. Oh, really? Can I come? Can I bring my friend?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because she's a beautiful girl, you might have hit her with, you might have said, she might not even ask you. She might like, oh yeah, yo, you got come through. I'm about to be there. Can you bring 3 homegirls? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why a lot of the women with the bad, you got these women that all like got 100,000 followers and they all hang out with each other.
Oh, they do that on purpose. That's
like
all.
they
don't even know each other though. They don't even know each other.
Or
when they
they
do that.
they tether themselves together so they can come as a whole.
All the baddies.
That's
DM
real.
me.
Haters.
That's real.
No. What they say is all
that's truth. That's not hating.
No,
that's
they
just,
say all the baddies DM me if you want to go out.
Yeah,
because if you see a group of beautiful women, the dude at the table, whoever got the table, come over here, come to our table.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's teamwork.
Yeah,
Teamwork make the dream work.
Yeah. We don't even know each other. Like,
Yeah.
No, come on. Look,
Like,
what I'm saying is part of the game is if a woman, if you're in this game, you're not if you're
In this relationship game, what is?
in this game and relationship game. So here go the thing. It's like you're not just if you're smart and you're in LA and you know how to, and you're in this Hollywood, whatever, you're in this industry and you're moving, you're not just moving in these circles randomly and just not with different end goals in sight. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to maneuver your way to get to where you need to be. And that's just a smart way to go about.
Right.
But the thing is, if you're in a relationship or if you're dating or if you're actually going home with somebody, it needs to be somebody that you're like that's gonna bring value to what you're doing, like or where you're trying to go. And that's technically like a smart way to think about it, but it could come off looking a certain way, but it's actually like kind of in a sense smarter than just like hooking up with just random people just because you just like, oh, I'm sexy or I'm an Instagram model, so I want to just keep hooking up.
So
with
a comment that we just had was he just wants a woman that's not trying to use her woman powers.
Right.
Yeah.
All the time.
Right. I got a story. Matter, I got 2 actually, but I'm gonna tell this one first. It was a girl.
And next we got to hear from Alex because she acting all like she just looking at her
I'm
Instagram.
well, because people are commenting.
Oh well, you got to read us the comments so we can address it.
Read
Read off some of the comments. Let us know what they said.
So I had a girl say that maybe she really is just into you and it's not that whole facade that you're talking about. But a guy just responded and said that he thinks that what you were saying is true. He said, I swear, as soon as I started making 6 figures a year, girls that never used to hit me up started hitting me up with, what are you up to? That never messaged me a day in their life before prior to that.
And he still looked the same, though. He probably ain't never changed. Yeah. His face probably still looks the same.
Yeah.
But, like, I had a girl, I met her 2 years ago. She hits me up. She never hit me up before. She's like, hey, do you remember me? I say, yeah, I remember you. She says, well, I'm coming to LA this summer. We should try to link up. Like, come on, bro.
I
like,
hate that answer.
after I just posted a pool party that I shot, like, come on now. Like,
what pool party was this?
This was...
No, look, I'm...
He about to try to link up with you.
He's like, wait, why was it out there? Wait, what?
Wait a second.
No,
where was that invite?
Like, it's just weird. Like, why?
Nah, it is.
It's like,
I can't lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little... It's something that it's social media is a part of it, plays a part in it, because God bless, like, shout out to anybody that I've known growing up that ever want to tap in with me, and because they're in LA, you know what I'm saying. I got a couple of real ones that I'm like, if you in LA, you should tap in with me, you know what I'm saying, just because we done had so much history. But there's people that be like, I'm about to be, what's up, bro, or I go to Oakland. And people be like, yo, you ain't hit me when you're Oakland. It's like, why do you need, you know, we never hung out. What do you mean?
You don't even know my name, bro.
Like, what do you mean I didn't hit you up when I was in Oakland? Like, I'm trying to see my grandma and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you, it's not a situation.
If you have kids, if you have a woman, you are very lucky. Because I look at girls now, especially in my life that I live today, it's like, I look at all these diseases that's going around. Like, I can't trust anybody no more. It's not. I can't trust you. Like,
gotta protect
you know what I mean?
yourself.
It's almost like the first date. We got to go to the clinic. Like, you know.
Hey,
what I mean?
that wouldn't be a bad idea.
It's like we got to get this out of you know what I mean, out of the way soon, because I don't want to find out later. You know what I mean?
Well, think about all those Coachella people. Do you see that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, for instance, I was at a party. Hold on. I was at a party. And it was a gang of girls in the hot tub, naked. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm like, whoa. But then my maturity kicked in. Instead of me being a young man, my maturity kicked in, and I was like, no, Tommy, don't. You know what I mean?
I feel like I might be doing some years later. You're gonna be on
that water in there might be very hot. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about no Me Too. I'm talking about I'm talking about something I can't get rid of.
Well, you know I mean? Well, look. You know, just as a these people, you know, it's the there was a herpes people got treated for herpes while they were out in Coachella as a spike, right? It's spiked up in the Coachella. It's a news story. People could read it, but the reality is this a virus? And it's so people had it. You don't just go to Coachella and have sex with somebody, and then so people are getting treated. So I don't know why it spiked up like that or what made that situation. You don't
think they was passing it on?
You don't. It's a virus. It's just like even if you don't get it, it's not like genital. It's not like what like the clap or whatever thing that you will just wake up the next day and just be like, oh, hold on.
Wait. So I need you to explain.
Okay, what are we talking about here? Okay,
so Coachella,
I know.
Yes,
I know that.
You asked me a question.
No. I'm asking rhetorically. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, he asked. Look, this is Love Amplified, and so
it's a virus you can carry that's dormant. You know what I'm saying? You can have it. You can't have it or not. You can have it. Not know it. Be fine.
Trust me when I tell you. People don't go to. You don't go to Coachella one weekend and then sleep with somebody that night and then wake up and just all of a sudden have genital herpes.
Because all I'm saying is, in this day and age, if you have a kid already, and you know what I mean, or you found love already, you're with somebody already, you're 10 steps ahead. Because somebody like me, like, I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm very scared. I might not find that one. I might not have that child because I can't trust a woman.
All you gotta do is just have a talk and just be like, look, we gotta get tested. We gotta see what's what. If we're gonna be going to that level, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but that's honesty, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people don't feel comfortable. Some people do stuff. It's like as a kid. Like sometimes I didn't tell my mom that I didn't do certain things. So I was scared of her reaction. You get what I mean? And some people are embarrassed to say, you know what I mean,
Well,
they're carrying something.
Well, that goes.
I'll just end with this.
honesty.
Like, any person that does have a relationship, like, it's not taboo to ask somebody what their status is. I think that the less taboo that it becomes, and the more you just like, look, everybody, the best sex that you can have is unprotected, because that's the most natural. But it also bears the most consequences and excuse me.
So is this what we want that we're not getting from women? Unprotected sex?
I'm gonna finish my statement and we'll get back to that. So, look, you ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna stop me from saying what I gotta say. So, look, man, get tested, and that's Love Amplified at its core. Is the honesty. That's how you turn the love up to the next level, man. So we on brand. You know what I'm saying? The thing is like, yeah, get tested, and that's sexy to me because they say the highest form of intimacy is honesty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's transparency. You know, the quote is, the highest form of intimacy is transparency. Meaning, like, whatever it is, we can get through it, but we can't get through it unless we know what's up. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, there's plenty of women who would be down to just be like, let's go to Planned Parenthood or wherever your medical physician is, and they'll be like, this is what it is, this is what it ain't, and take it from there.
But where are you doing this in the level of, like, the dating and relationship? Like, sorry, I don't know any man, and not that I would be offended by it, I wouldn't, but I don't know any man that's gonna, like, on the first, second date be like, all right, well, let's go to the clinic and get, like, let's go have dinner at Mastro's, and then we're gonna go to the clinic afterwards. Like,
well,
that's not
when you talking
sexy.
about take the condom off, I'm gonna be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, because
that's a different scenario, but I'm just saying, like, at what point are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
testing.
if we're just regularly just like hooking up, I mean, to me in general, like, this whole sex in general can be awkward, especially when you first like are going through the motion with somebody and not familiar with them. You're not familiar with their boundaries, whatever, all that, and you don't want to offend people. So I understand that whole dynamic, but yes, at some point, there's in general, I feel like for the most part, in my experience, I've been the guy. We're the ones that's supplying the condoms. We're the ones that's putting it on.
For sure.
We're the ones that's like,
a girl can never
you know
give
what
me
I'm
a
saying?
condom. I won't trust her.
Well, we might not trust it, but I'm saying they might not even have them. It's not even like,
that's
what I'm saying
true.
we're the ones I'm
just hypothetical. If a girl hands me a condom, you keep that. Like,
yeah,
I don't want it.
But that's what I'm saying. So in general, it's kind of like, we're the ones it's on us. So, and then for the most part, if a girl is like down to have sex, it's not necessarily, I've rarely heard them be like, hey, hold up 1 second, where's your condom at before we get down to this next level, right? It's like, it's just more like, hey, we're in the moment, we're doing it, whatever, right?
Okay, well, can I share a personal experience?
So what I'm gonna just say this, like, so what I'm saying is once guy or girl, once we decide to go down this road and like no protection, there just has to be like a conversation like, so how are we doing this? Because I've been, maybe you could even start off with like, hey, I recently got tested in June. Or I don't know. When's the last time when you were? Oh, you didn't be like, I actually never been tested. Be like, oh, okay. So here goes the thing. I don't think we should just be having unprotected sex right there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know. I just feel like you should tell her, like for my safety and your safety, I feel like we should both do it together, baby.
Let's do it together. Yeah. What's the harm?
Together.
No harm, no foul.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It got down to the point, man, where I'm like, man, all I need is a minute in the bathroom and I'm good. That's how scared I'm in.
I'm confused. What are you talking about? You said you need a minute in the bathroom? That's not a test. What do you?
No.
What's the minute in the bathroom?
You know what?
No, but I have a question though, and someone posted this too. They said they said that it would be cool to get tested together. So let's say both of you don't even want to bring up the, like, when was the last time, they just want to do it together. Yeah. How would you feel about that?
That's the best way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? Because any other way becomes offensive.
The best man win.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then it's a zero platform that you get to start from. You know what I'm saying? It's an intimate secret that it's something that you usually go to do by yourself. You're usually at the doctor by yourself. So going there, doing that, it's like, you know what?
I think you could do those home kits.
Yeah, we stuck.
Yeah, there is home kits.
There are, but
HIV.
But what I'm saying, like, but it's a building block. You know what I'm saying? You know, bare minimum. Yeah. If anything comes up, post that. You know, as long as you
conversation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. As long as you ain't been out, you know, philandering, you know it didn't come from you, and you know where it came from. But that's the best way to go about it. Because if you just ask one party, either way, it's not gonna come up with, hey, I think you should get tested. You're gonna be like, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And if if I tell you, like, well, yeah, well, since we meeting, I'm gonna go get tested. You like, why? You know what I'm saying? It could go either way.
Like,
yeah, so
before we take the next step, we should get tested.
And then it's a also, I don't know if it's a relief. I wouldn't call it sexy, but it's a different way to imply that I like you like that. Well, at least physically, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I ain't gonna lie, I have bragging rights over all my friends right now because I'm the only one that never had an STD.
Yeah, well, I got them same rights.
And I'm holding up that trophy. Now I want to hold up that trophy.
Yeah, that's
for the
a
rest
good
of my
trophy
life.
to have.
Yeah,
keep that trophy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but we on the right side of things. But you know, we're talking about what men want that women never give us, and you know, it's just one of those things where it's a sensitive situation, you know what I'm saying, because women, we like y'all so much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think if there's another thing that it would just be like, well, these days it's a little different because women do spend a lot of money on men. They are footing a lot of bills,
right,
or whatever. But I think the consensus is just to have the entitlement either that you have or to rid you of the entitlement that you have. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women that are today independent but have antiquated thoughts about the man that they want. And I was having a conversation where it's like, you're not entitled to certain things once you change your mindset about how you want to approach life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now that you want to, you know, make money and make rules and this, that, and the third, well, consequences come with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to have the hard-working man that you desire and then, you know, the loving man with all the time.
Right.
They
you
don't
have to make a sacrifice somewhere. Yeah.
They don't
compromise.
They don't go together.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get to be the working woman of today and you want to work, but you don't want to cook and clean. So he wants to cook and clean, but you don't want him to cook and clean because it's not the nature of what the man should do. But
right,
you know, but somehow this has to get done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna let you be who you want to be, you got to take how this comes along with it. And I don't feel like a lot of women today accept the power that they've gotten now. You know, my friend talked about, he calls it woman powers. But I don't think a lot of women accept their role as being the independent woman, and they complain about it. Mm-hmm. Like, you asked for this. You asked to be the independent woman. You asked for more levity, you know what I'm saying, in a situation. And now that you get it, you want to complain. Like, there's a lot of women that complain about having an apartment, that complain about having a job and having to do and foot their own bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, you know, a girl sent me, I asked a girl what was she doing one time. And she's like, you know, I really don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I just pay X amount of dollars in rent. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, that's crazy. I said, because men been doing that since the dawn of time. And a woman would always hit you up and ask you what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And we would always have to go, you know, oblige and take you to go eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if we've been paying for you and us this entire time, and you could hit us with a what you doing and expect us to still take you out. You know what I'm saying? Because before, when we was tired and just wanted to have a beer, sit down, and watch the game,
right,
we come home and y'all want to go out and do stuff, it was an issue.
Right.
That's how y'all ended up sleeping with the milkman. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But now that the roles are reversed, or you've gotten what you want and things are even, now it's like, you know what? I do just want to chill or Netflix and chill. Or now it's like, now you know what? I only want to spend my time with a gentleman who wants to build and have certain goals. And because, mind you, every woman that we've ever tried to vet or deal with didn't pan out that way. But we've always been outsourcing or been the person going to get the food or spending money. But we have to vet and go through different women all the time. And so
Right.
now that you're on the end of that spectrum, you want us to take up the slack for a lot of other things.
Yeah. But I think what happened was my parents' generation kind of fucked that off. It's like, 'cause a lot of my friends that I grew up with, they didn't have a daddy at home. It was mommy that was bringing home the money, and mommy that was putting food on the table, and the man was sitting at home.
Right. But it definitely goes both ways.
Right.
But just from the standpoint of, from a general consensus of today, what men want that we don't get. I mean, all of this, there's nothing in life that doesn't have an equal parallel. That there's nothing we aren't doing that they aren't doing that they don't want from us, whatever. But just in general, and the thing I said before, and we only got we only got 4 minutes. But the things I said before was just to, one, give us what you want, but then the other thing that I would say would be to give me unapologetically you. You know what I'm saying? I talk about this with Akil all the time, is give me your imperfections first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can deal with, you know what I'm saying? I know what a beautiful girl looks like, this, that, and the third, but if I got your imperfections and I still want to rock with you, I know we solid. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so shout out to Anthony DC. He has a question, and he says, ask the dudes, due to the fact that I've come across women like this, have you ever, and if so, what have you done when a woman says she doesn't like men to use condoms?
Okay, so say that.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
He said bye.
Like, if I don't know you like that, if I ain't got that chemistry, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got no business asking me that question. You know
I think
what I'm
that's a maturity of the relationship. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's one thing if that's been your
Why
man
don't
for
you
like a
want me
really
when
long
you-
time. Like,
Right.
okay, that's different. But you're talking
well,
about like out the gate.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
why?
Again,
Yeah.
we spoke about audacious before, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women have the balls, you know what I'm saying, to ask something like that. Because then, again, ask me something I can ask you. Because conversely, I can't be like, look, I just want to go bareback, you know what I'm saying? If we just went back, you're going to be like, nigga, no.
I'm
You know
gonna
what
take
saying?
a line out of my favorite movie, Boys in the Hood. A pill ain't gonna keep your dick from falling off if she tells you she on a pill. So the best thing you can do is wrap it up.
You know, dead ass. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Like BET used to say, wrap it up. They used to do that all the time. They had that slogan, wrap it up.
you know what I'm saying? And so since we do only got 2 minutes left, last final thoughts, Tommy. We'll go around the room.
My final thoughts is, that's all I want a woman to do is be honest, because I fall in love easy. You know what I mean? It don't take me much. Like yesterday, old girl, she had me right when she had me at hello. So
Hello.
you know, that's all I gotta say. Just honesty. I'll move it along.
Alex.
I'm still gonna ride with consistency and communication, which I guess goes back to honesty too. Like, I'm gonna need you to communicate clearly.
The hustle man.
For me, I just want my wife to keep doing what she's been doing perfectly.
You're not trying to
No,
fuck out.
now,
He's like, I want to go home.
that is how you
He's like, I
save
want to
yourself.
stay married. He's like, I'm gonna go home and things gonna be all good.
You know what, Charles? I'm so proud of you. I was so scared from the beginning since your opening self. I'm like, I don't know where this is going.
Let's save me.
Yeah, but hey.
but seriously, yeah.
Hopefully she
today.
stayed to the end of the show,
Yeah.
because she might have just jumped off like just pissed.
Like, what? Nah,
this nigga.
yeah. I would just say though, yeah. What we was talking about as a dope convo that we started, and we gonna probably have to pick it up later. But yeah, man, it's real out here in the field, and you know what I'm saying. It's all these movies and TVs and all this stuff be just making it seem like it's this cartoon out here, but it's real in the field and it's real consequences. So wrap it up, stay safe. You know what I'm saying. And if somebody don't want you to be safe, just do the side eye at them and be like, what you got going on in your life, and why you ain't worried about your safety? Because maybe
You don't know
ain't-
what I got.
Yeah, you don't know me.
Yeah.
I could be the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's another story. But yeah.
All right.
We had a comment by Ladrina. She said men don't really say what they want.
I don't think that's true.
That's a
That-
conversation.
yeah, I don't
Next
think-
time it looks like.
Yeah, to be continued.
We don't. So we usually end this with the poem and wrapping these things up. So peace and quiet, fame and fortune. People use dating for a house and a home, and then with secrets they will extort you. I like you because I like you, and that's out of pure love. We can go to In-N-Out on our first date. Everything's all good. From Brooklyn to LA, communication and honesty is what I need. Consistency and virtue. Consistency is a virtue, and a girl trying not to use her woman powers is a rare breed. You keep walking. You kept walking when I said hi, and I had no luck. And now that I make 6 figures, you saying what's up? Dishonesty is a virus. The truth always comes up. This is Love Amplified, and like BET, we about to wrap this up. So I am Dontrell Detroit Hunter from Tommy OG. Alexa, are you okay? Alex, I'm just playing. The Hustle Man. I am Dontrell Detroit. This is Love Amplified. See you next week. Yeah,
we out.
Avengers in the game. In game. Did you already do it? No. In game spoilers coming next week.